Hello everyone and welcome back to the Putt, Pass, and Pitch Talk Show. We've got our third member joining us for his first ever episode.
What up?
Tonight we got a few topics for you guys. We're going to start off with a little bit of a running back debate for the NFL. It's got some strong feelings along with myself. And then we're going to go on to some college football, top 25, Heisman predictions. And then third, we're going to talk about the MLB and Rogers A's. They've been hot. We'll see if they can keep it going. For our first segment of the night, we're going to talk about NFL running backs. The way we're going to kind of do this is we're going to go through, give our top 5 running backs, and then give ourselves some reasons why we think that. We'll start off with Vit. Give me your top 5.
All right, so I'm going to start off at the top, the best running back in the league, Le'Veon Bell, followed by David Johnson, basically a replica. Then I'm going to have to go over to Todd Gurley, and then go to my boy Kareem Hunt, and lastly, Ezekiel Elliott.
Raj?
My top 5, I went Le'Veon at 1, Todd Gurley 2, Zeke at 3, and then DJ 4, and Alvin Kamara 5.
And for my top 5, my guy, Ezekiel Elliott, number 1. Head over to LA, Todd Gurley at 2. Le'Veon Bell, 3. David Johnson, 4. And Alvin Kamara, 5. So, I'm going to start this off for why Ezekiel Elliott is the best in the league. I'm not even going to give him any slack. Last year, he was suspended. He was off and on. I'm going to keep his stats the same. I got Le'Veon's stats right here from 2014 to 2017. Took out the year where he was hurt. Took out the year where he was suspended. We got 1 year of stats for Hunt. And I only counted stats for David Johnson in 2016 because 2015 he came on late. So if we look at the yards per game, Zeke averages 104. That's better than Le'Veon. That's better than Hunt. That's better than DJ. If we go yards per carry, that's the only thing that Hunt has over Zeke. Zeke is better than Le'Veon, better than Gurley, and better than DJ. Ezekiel Elliott also, in my opinion, is the only focal point for the Cowboys. Everybody focuses on Zeke.
Yeah.
For Le'Veon, you got Antonio Brown on the outside. Now you got Juju Smith-Schuster. The box is thin because you cannot leave Antonio Brown one-on-one because that's
But you
catch
can't
every time.
leave Le'Veon Bell one-on-one either.
But they do. They have to. They have to leave Le'Veon Bell because Antonio Brown, who in my opinion is the best wide receiver in the game, will be open every single time if you leave him one-on-one.
I just don't think that has anything to do with the argument that if Le'Veon Bell was in that position, then he'd be even better than he is now, in my opinion.
If you put Le'Veon in that focal
with that focal
point, the pass catching,
Le'Veon would be
catching, he blows Zeke away.
Yeah,
the stats show that.
He does average. I got Zeke here, yards per game receiving 25, Le'Veon 46. And I don't like the way Le'Veon Bell runs the ball. I do not like.
That's the thing I think separates Le'Veon and Zeke. Zeke is only a downhill runner. Once Le'Veon hits the hole, he is so patient in the backfield. Once he hits the hole, he's gone because he has so many options. I feel like Zeke without the offensive line is just a power running back.
Yeah, Le'Veon's so ridiculous. He just gets the ball and walks. Just walks up.
Yeah,
to
I've never seen that style. He'll walk to the line. Yeah.
And I think if he faced a stacked box like Zeke does every Sunday, and he had that style, they would not work.
I mean, but the thing is with Le'Veon though, he also helps spread them out. He also helps spread the defense out because he's so good out of the backfield, in the receiving game.
Yeah, I agree.
That's another thing that spreads out the defense there that I think again makes Le'Veon, in my opinion, just puts him above Zeke. Just the fact that he's that much better out of the backfield.
I agree that Le'Veon is more versatile than Zeke. There's no question about that. But pure running back, Ezekiel Elliott, in my opinion, is better. And I don't even think Hunt is in the question. To me,
See, that's where you're
Kareem
That's
Hunt
where you're wrong.
came out of nowhere.
He
Nobody
did not
even
come out
knew.
of nowhere, though.
Nobody knew who he was. You think the Patriots had Kareem Hunt focal point in the
Okay,
backfield?
but you could use that. You could use that argument for Kamara too. No
yeah,
one knew who he was.
exactly. I'm not saying that tomorrow. I'm just saying Hunt. We will see this year what he's made of because teams will know about him. The Patriots
Oh,
didn't know about
I agree.
him.
Your rookie year, if you're a later round pick, then you obviously have better stats because now they know about you. Now they're in a game plan for you. But I still think, based on last year, Kareem is a more explosive runner, better pass catcher, and he averaged more yards per carry, 400 more yards on 30 more carries than Zeke.
I'd also say when we're talking about passing, I'd say Kamara's right there with Le'Veon Bell. Honestly,
Oh, yeah,
when it comes to being a receiver out of the backfield.
I agree, but
I think it'll help Kamara a lot this year too. I feel like he'll be more of a focal point too with Mark Ingram out the first 4 games.
Yeah.
That could help him a lot too.
yeah, in my opinion, the Saints have to go as far away from Mark Ingram as they can
Yeah,
because
yeah,
Kamara
yeah.
is I think he really is the future of their team, and he I'll give him this though. Kamara faced no box. Nobody. When he was in, he was kind of third down back, like spread him out, Drew Brees, give him carries, and he averaged 6.1 yards a carry, which means that the defense obviously wasn't stacked the whole time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, like Vitt said, he'll have a better game plan for him this season, but, like, there's same thing with Le'Veon. There's only so much you can do to prepare for a dude that runs like that and then can catch passes out of the backfield and be a factor that
For
way.
sure.
It's kind of ridiculous.
And I also think who's getting lost in the whole conversation is David Johnson with the injury last year.
Yeah, him getting hurt is,
And it was just a wrist injury, so I feel like this year we'll see exactly what we saw in 2015, or the 2016 season, and the 2015 and the 2016. I mean, the dude's stats are ridiculous. He had 16 rushing touchdowns, almost 1,300 rushing.
Is this 2016?
Yeah, in 2016.
Okay.
80 receptions. Like, this guy is just a freak.
Yeah.
He was almost better than Le'Veon in 2016 at his peak.
Again, that's 1 year. Like, show me. Like, he's gonna have to show me something because he
Okay,
had
since he
one
burst
good
on the scene
year.
in 2015, he
was
has
great.
been a monster when
Yeah,
he's healthy. I agree. You got to be healthy. You have to be healthy, but
That's why I think this list will be very interesting towards the end of the year. What we're talking about
for sure,
here,
yeah, for sure.
because
I think Kareem and Kamara are both wild cards in that because either they show what they did last year, or then they fall off with the game planning against them.
and then there's a guy that we haven't even talked about, Gordon from Melvin Gordon. He's not even on any of our lists.
Yeah.
And if I look at these stats here, he's close. And if that team gets better, if they get a better offensive line, he could sneak his way up into the top 5 too.
I've seen some stuff that has the Chargers being as good as winning like 12 games a season, which I don't know. I don't know about that. Like, I
I'm
don't
big
see them
against the
winning.
Chargers.
It'll be
Also, am I?
Yeah,
we
no.
all should be.
Yeah.
I don't see them winning like
I
11, 12 games.
see them winning 8 to 10 games depending on how healthy they stay, which we all know they're not staying healthy.
But I hate Philip Rivers. So
Yeah, Phillip Rivers,
Yeah.
although better than Tony Romo,
And then
is a solid player.
another guy back to the running backs is Saquon. We didn't talk.
Oh,
No one talked about Saquon at all. He could easily end up being a top 5 running back.
And
after
he
season.
in my opinion, is just like Le'Veon. He's got Odell Beckham on the outside. He's got Sterling Shepard.
He doesn't have that line though.
No, he doesn't.
Their line is terrible.
That's
Yeah,
that's
their
what's
line
gonna
is
be.
terrible.
That's what's gonna be. And I think he has a lot of hype over him. And just like Zeke, people will focus on him because he was number 2 overall pick. People are gonna game plan against him.
Yeah.
But then again, you have Odell Beckham, top 5 wide receiver on the outside. That's gonna be tough to kind of pick your poison. And my thing on Todd Gurley is Sean McVay helped him out a ton.
Yeah,
That system exploded
Yeah.
him. Because early on, his rookie year, he was terrible. Everybody said he sucks. He's a bust. He's not going to be good. He comes into the Sean McVay system. He explodes and has a great year. And This box percentage, 8 in the box, he only faced that 16% of the time. Zeke was up to 35% of the time in 2017. He faced 8 or more in the box. So those numbers, I mean, yeah, he had a great year, but we'll see how.
Do you have Melvin Gordon in your top 5?
No, I don't right now. I have Melvin Gordon is not. I have Kamara ahead of him.
Because what was Melvin Gordon's in the 8 in the box percentage?
In 2017, his was 30%. Which
30?
Yes.
30. Zeke's was 35. Gordon 30. Kareem 23.
Bell.
Le'Veon 20. Yeah. Gurley 16. Kamara 16.
So that's the thing about Gurley and Kamara is their team spreads it out and they're used more as like a shotgun runners, as Zeke and Hunt and Gordon and Bell are more single back, get me downhill. Even though I think Bell and Zeke probably run sort of the same plays. Zeke hits it, and if it's there, it's there. If it's not, he's getting 3 or 4. Bell hits it, tries to find it, and goes.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. Zeke's going to give you 3 or 4 a pop.
Yeah.
But Le'Veon's going to break more.
And that's
20, 25 plus runs because he's so patient. He'll wait for a hole to open up instead of.
And that's why Zeke, 4.6 yards a carry is pretty high.
No, yeah, that's impressive. Definitely.
For him, when he's getting the rock 30 times,
yeah.
and the Cowboys don't care. If there's guys in the box, especially last year, when Dez Bryant could not get open to save his soul, he was so slow last year that they could put everybody in the box, and we still run a handoff to Zeke and make him go get his. So
I don't like this Dez slander.
Dez
I'm not here.
We can save that for another day. But Dez Bryant last year was absolutely terrible.
No, yeah, he was terrible.
He was terrible.
Not even top 50 in the league, receiving wise. But back to Todd Gurley. I think with the addition of Brandon Cooks, he could be even better this year. He went off. He had 1,300 yards rushing, 13 touchdowns, along with 57. Receiving, almost 12.3 every catch. 800 yards receiving, 6 touchdowns. He'd had no receiving touchdowns the previous 2 years. So Sean McVay is finding a way to use this guy. He just got an addition of Brandon Cooks, who's going to stretch the field even more. His 8 man in the box probably will go down because of that. So, I mean, I could see him jumping into the top 2 or even top 2, maybe the best running back in the league.
The only thing is if teams have to pick their poison nowadays with so many good weapons, it's like, okay, do you want to let Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce eat you up? Or do you want to thin the box out, let Hunt try to do his thing? I mean, it all just depends on what the defense does. And defensive coordinators are so great at it. You saw the Cowboys kind of got exposed. They took away Cole Beasley. They singled up Dez. They stacked the box, and they said, Dak, you're going to have to throw it or run with Zeke.
Run with 8 in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and so that does have a big part in it, but I think that helps. Having a great offensive coordinator and a great scheme really helps free you up.
Yeah. So, again, to go back to the guy we didn't talk about, Saquon. What is this? ESPN's got him, obviously the number 1 rookie running back this year. They have him projected for 1,133 yards. Seven rushing touchdowns, and they're giving them 60 receptions for 500 receiving yards. You feel like that's high?
To me, that's pretty high.
I think that's high.
I feel like receptions is high, but I think rushing touchdowns might be a little low.
Yeah, that could be.
I don't know.
I feel like he'll be a goal line back though.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they'll change their game plan up and like.
That all depends on their offensive line.
Yeah, I don't know.
That all depends on the offensive line.
Well,
because they have been awful.
And that's one way to try to get around your offensive line and try not to get crashed so hard is try to throw little swing routes to Saquon coming out of the backfield. But,
I got a name for you guys. I got a name for you guys out here. Leonard Fournette.
Oh, yeah.
How do you guys feel about him? He had his spots, and he got the rock a lot. I mean,
he had it a lot, but look at his quarterback. Look what he had to play with.
Oh, I understand that.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Bortles?
I'm not big on Bortles did shred the Patriots. He shredded the Patriots, but other than that, I don't have much to say about
I feel like
Bortles.
it's hard to blame Bortles at this point for anything Leonard Fournette does. Like, he should. I don't know. He hung in there, I thought.
If you look at, he had some really crazy games. He went for 181 against Pittsburgh and 2 touchdowns.
Well, they always kill Pittsburgh.
That also had a 90-yard touchdown in there. So, I mean, that's over half his yards right there. But he's another one of those just bruiser guys, and the reason I kind of brought him up is because he's one of the only ones that isn't running back by committee. There's only so many guys in this league that get every single carry for their team or predominant, and those are the 7-8 guys that we said.
That we've been talking about, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's another guy that they might do the Cowboys Zeke thing. They're going to stack the box, and who do the Jags have? Marquise Lee on the outside.
They almost have him though. He's only averaging right now. He's averaging 3.9 a carry. I mean, he's just been playing 1 year, but I mean that could go up. But I just don't see it with Bortles.
Yeah, I just think Leonard's gonna see stack boxes, but he is a beast, and he'll be a good running back.
I think he'll be a good running back too. He's, I don't know. He's one of my top guys from that class.
He'll definitely be top 10. I think he's top 10 right now, but into the season, I think he could rushing yards. He could be top 5 rushing yards.
Chance,
but you don't. Le'Veon, Kamara, all them, they're going to have the receiving too, which just adds a whole other element to their game. So
okay, so again, if we're talking, so say you get to take one rookie, who's your one rookie running back that you're going to take? Like, if you're building a franchise or fantasy or whatever, who's your one rookie running back that you want that's not Saquon? You got Rashad Penny from San Diego State, Sony Michel from Georgia, Nick Chubb from Georgia.
Who's Sonny play for now?
He's on the Patriots.
Patriots. See, I like to stay away from Patriots running backs.
No, but he's not saying technically Patriots. He's saying you put him on any team. Like you have to take one for your team.
Yeah,
He's one on your team.
See, I like Sonny Michel the most because he's versatile. He can catch it out of the backfield. He proved that in the Rose Bowl. Yeah. He torched Oklahoma almost every time he touched the ball.
Darius guys,
He could have been the sleeper.
Yeah.
But
that injury really hurts.
That hurts the Redskins.
But I mean, it kind of, to me, like, do you want the modern running back that's a receiver in Sonny Michel, or do you want the downhill guy in Chubb or Darius guys? That all just, it depends really. The offensive coordinator relationship with the running back and what they do with them, that depends on who you want. Yeah. In my opinion.
Yeah.
So downhill, probably give me Geis or Chubb, but I agree with you on that.
Sonny Michel, I wish you'd have landed somewhere else, honestly.
I like Sonny Michel too.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, you say you probably want him to land somewhere else, but you give Tom Brady that versatility, and they mix him in and get him his. He'll be good.
Oh no, he'll still have a great year, I'm sure. But
he's not going to be the focal point, obviously, but we'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
He'll get his, I think.
I like Chubb too, though, especially with the Browns.
If he takes over the number 1 role.
The Browns have so many though. Carlos Hyde, Duke Johnson. That's just the thing. There's so many mediocre running backs in the league that they just split carries.
Mm-hmm. I've heard some stuff about Duke Johnson having like a breakout season this year, which I don't know. I'm not in on that. I don't think.
I honestly think the Browns might have a good year, but
I think they'll be decent.
We can say that.
I think they'll win 5 games.
All right, well, I think to wrap this up, we need to get back to this Kareem Zeke debate.
There's no way
that
you actually think that Kareem Hunt is better than Ezekiel Elliott. That's just not even. Let
me give everybody a lowdown.
Nobody but you thinks that.
Cowboys fans love to live in the past.
How is Zeke?
If we're talking about the most current stats we have, Kareem Hunt blows away Zeke. But let me say this again: 400 yards and only 30 more carries. That is some crazy stuff.
How many games did Zeke miss? Please tell me. How many games did he miss?
Zeke missed 6 games, but that has no bearing on this argument.
Yes, it does. How?
30 carries in one game. He
missed the middle 6 games of the season, and then he came back slow and fat, and still.
He was working out.
There's nothing like game shape. Everybody knows that. We will see this year. Zeke's going for 2,000 yards, and he will blow Kareem Hunt out of the water.
Zeke is not going for 2,000 yards.
2K.
No one's getting close to 2K this year.
Ezekiel Elliott.
2,000?
Ezekiel Elliott, 2,000 yards this year.
What are you putting on that?
All right, so now we're going to switch gears here, talk about some baseball. MLB season has just under 40 games left, and we're going to talk about some surprises, some disappointments, and just kind of our thoughts on who's been great and who hasn't been this year. So I'll start off with my Yankees. I mean, they're in second place. They're 9 back. They're going to make the wild card. They're 4 games up. But with all the hype behind them, they really just haven't really lived up to what I think everybody was saying, which is hard to do.
Too, yeah.
It's hard to do. It's hard to live up to what they are doing. But if get Judge back from injury, I think they'll be okay. It's just kind of sad that they're 4 games in the playoffs and everybody's disappointed. But that's just what goes along with beating the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
Who's your disappointment team, Raj?
My disappointment is the Nationals. You got Harper, you got Scherzer, you got Trey Turner, you got Ryan Zimmerman, you got Juan Soto. I just don't understand. Their window is obviously closing. They're gonna lose Harper this offseason. I don't even think it's a question anymore.
7 games back to the Braves and the Phillies. Yes, those are our surprise teams, but still, come on.
Well, let's see. So Harper was on a slide. He was hitting what was he hitting at the All-Star break? 212, I think.
Under 220 for sure.
214, 212, something like that. So he's been going off lately. He's hitting 248 now. So he's getting there. He's got 30 home runs.
But on a contract year, that's people are still going to get him and still going to pay him because he's Bryce Harper. But to me, that's very surprising out of him.
Sure.
I mean, he's a wonder boy, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was supposed to be LeBron. That's not really a fair. You can't really live up to that. That's not a fair comparison to a guy like that. But I don't know. I guess you could say he's definitely underperforming. So the Nationals are hitting 251 as a team right now.
Do they have a chance? Do they have a chance to make it?
Yeah. What
they're 6.5 back in the wild card, but there's a lot of teams ahead of them.
Yeah, that's tough.
Well, they need the Phillies and the Braves to slide, right?
Yeah, to win their division. But I'm talking just wild card too. But you got the surging Cardinals. You got the Dodgers who could straighten up. They in the World Series last year.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of teams. I don't see them getting back.
The National League's weird. There's not really a team in the National League that is absolutely blowing everyone out of the water. It should be the Dodgers, in my opinion, but they're not. They're just not there yet. I don't think.
Yeah,
they could come around.
Yeah.
Just they have the talent.
There's 40 games.
Coming in. Yeah.
They could pull an A's run. There's a team down there that could do it.
All right.
But we'll see.
Who's your surprise bet?
So, I was high on this team last year. I thought they were going to beat the Yankees in the wild card. My Twins, man, they just had fallen apart. Honestly, they just fell apart. They traded Dozier away. That was kind of tough, but they almost had to.
He just hit a walk-off the other day for the Dodgers.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, my Dodgers coming around, too. But, yeah, they just have a lot of talent. They had Kepler. Sano was looking good. Polanco. Joe Mauer's always steady. Dozier's always a stud for them. They just never really put it together this year. And that was just kind of a surprise for me because I could have saw them. Or I saw them kind of competing with the Indians this year for the Central. But
they're in the worst division in baseball.
Yeah.
And that's what's surprising to me with their record. They get to play the Royals. They get to play the Sox. They get to play the Tigers. They're terrible.
Yeah.
That's got to be a record booster right there.
Yeah,
it just hasn't really happened.
They're 12.5 out and 15.5 back of the wild card.
Yeah, they're basically out of it, and they just became sellers too. So
yeah, they kind of just let go. That whole division is just pretty much just.
It's whoever can tank the best, basically.
Yeah. Now it's you, Raj.
All right, to my good team. Obviously, we're gonna go with the Oakland A's because they're hot right now.
Yes, sir.
The A's are hot.
They really are.
And they're not stopping. So the A's are, as of today, after the game on August 19th, the third game against the Astros, they're a game back of the AL West, which If I tell you on opening day that the A's are going to be one game back of the Astros,
You're taking that
and
all
late
day.
August.
We call you Vit. We call you Vit because that's the biggest homer prediction ever.
Yeah, right. So I'm here for it. Like, I don't know, the common baseball fan, like, you can't even name more than like one or two or three guys on the A's.
I'm telling you, I could.
Chris Davis about the only one I've
Yeah,
heard.
so they got a staff. Their pitching staff is full of guys. They have 3 starting pitchers that went down this year. That should have been starters this year that are down with Tommy John.
Wow.
So they're working on 3 replacement starting pitchers. Their offense is always, like, since opening day, they've been one of the best offenses in baseball. Like, you could see that, but it's still the Oakland A's, so you don't actually like think
It's
about
actually
that.
like that.
Right? People don't think about that.
Yeah.
Like, about the A's putting it together, and like they obviously put it together this year. They got Edwin Jackson, who was helping the Rays make a playoff run in 2008.
Mm.
So again, it's another one of those things where you say Edwin Jackson is going to help the A's make a playoff run.
Yeah.
In 2018,
Yeah.
It's hard to believe, but so they're pushing for the AL West.
So what do you think? Is it going to be the A's versus the Yankees in the wild card game? We're going to have a little showdown party.
I want to say that the A's are going to play in the wild card game, but I expected them to cool off a week or two ago, and they haven't cooled off. So
And for me, that's what I want, because I do not want to see Houston in the wild card game. Verlander against the Yankees, like
Severino
But
has a lot of wins, but
yeah.
Severino
so-
versus
Yeah,
Verlander,
it's
that would
high.
be crazy. That would be
It's
crazy.
a little high.
But so I'm not ruling out the A's on the AL West, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly,
If they just keep that
Yes,
mojo
sir.
going, I mean,
yeah. I mean,
you never know. That World Series slump, it's been a long year for the Astros.
yeah. So I mean, let's see. I knew I had something good on the A's. A stat for them. Let's see. So, since June 16th, the A's are 40-13. They have a winning percentage of .755, which is like obviously the best in the league by it's not even close. They were 12 games back to Houston on June 18th. So at the end of June, they're 12 games back in the AL West, and again, you're thinking this isn't.
Yeah.
a little over
Gonna go
50
well.
games.
I mean,
to make it
I'm
out.
pretty
yeah.
sure I saw on your Twitter that you were not happy with them.
Well, I mean, yeah. No, I like the team. I'm all in on the team. Like every year, I'm all in on the A's as a team. But like, the front office is so like, I just really have a problem with them operating like they're a small market team.
Yeah.
Operating in Oakland when you have the Warriors right across the street, spending all this
Operating
money.
like that.
Yeah, they're dropping money everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that the market in Oakland isn't going to allow you to break like the bottom 5 in payroll?
I mean, that has something to do with stadium and
TV
money
market,
and
yeah,
everything
TV
like
market,
that.
city, stadium, but I don't know. I think their payroll's $77 million this year. If they could get their payroll up to like $110 million, which would make them like 20th in the league, Billy Beane would be able to put together an absolute ridiculous team.
And what do you guys feel about this? Is probably a topic for a different time, but what do you guys feel about the MLB's salary cap? I think they have to level the playing field somehow, because these teams like the Royals had no chance.
Yeah, I mean, their spending power is just nothing. I mean, they spend almost top 15 in the league, but they have bottom 2 or 3 money.
There was no way. There was no way. And I mean, I'm a Yankees fan, so it's fine for me.
You'll say that. Yeah.
But it's just, if they want to make the game better, they want to spread the talent, to make it more competitive, I think they have to come up with some sort of salary cap. But I don't even know if that's even on the table for the MLB, if they want to do that or not.
Yeah, I don't even know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what the player market's like this offseason with Harper and free agency, because his contract is gonna look ridiculous.
And these last 2 teams I want to talk about in the NL East, I mean, the Braves and the Phillies tied at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out of nowhere,
That's
especially after last year.
I'm all in on both of them. I like those 2 teams.
I mean, they will have a nice battle down the stretch, and the others in a good spot in the wild card. But then again, you got teams like the Rockies, Cardinals, and Dodgers also right there for the wild card. So Braves, Phillies, one of them might be at home if they don't win the division, just because there's some really good surging teams down there at the bottom. So
yeah, and I mean you talk Braves, Phillies, and then like we talked earlier, Washington is still there. So if they decide to figure it out and play their last 30-something games,
That's
and the Braves are on a 4-game losing streak, 5-5 in their last 10. Phillies 4-6 in their last 10, and you got the Cardinals 8-2 in their last 10. The Rockies 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah.
So I think that if I was a fan of them, they got to go win the division because there's too many good teams that are going to lock in. They are going to lock in these last 40 games and really show what they're made of. So, 40 more games until likely an A's versus Yankees wildcard game.
Yeah,
So
can't wait.
we'll see about that.
So before we finish baseball, we got to obviously talk about the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah,
For sure.
we have to finish with them. They it's unreal what they're doing.
Yeah, they're the best team in baseball by far. It's not close.
They're probably going to win 100 games.
Yeah, they'll definitely win 100
They
games.
won 88?
They got 88 wins right now.
They're
which-
definitely going to win one. They might
They got
win
a chance to
110.
beat-
They might win
Yeah,
120.
They got a chance to beat the Marlins.
They're looking at beating the record. Maybe, honestly.
But is that your pick? If you had to pick Boston or the field right now for a World Series championship, who would you take?
That's a
Boston
good
or the
question.
field? I'm taking the
If
field.
everybody stays healthy, I'm taking the field too.
Really?
Yeah.
Because my thing,
I can see a lot of
180,
teams beating them.
160 games, that's a
Oh.
long season.
Mm.
But when you really lock down and start playing, postseason baseball, in my opinion, is completely different story than regular season.
It's not
The
close.
strategy's different,
Take down the
everything.
number starter. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just you look at the pitchers on the Red Sox roster, and it becomes kind of a problem when we're talking about a series.
Yeah.
So like when we're talking Red Sox versus the field, I think I'm taking the Red Sox just because you got Sale, who's obviously like he's a Cy Young guy this year.
Oh yeah. He's right.
Possibly.
Yeah.
You got Porcello, who's been looking really good lately. He had another game, I think 2 outings ago, where he was looking like he was back on his like top of the league type stuff. You got David Price still. You got Pomeranz, Eovaldi, Joe Kelly, Craig Kimbrell still. Like their staff is good for a playoff series. They got this.
They got enough to do it. Yeah.
They got the staff that I like the best in the playoffs.
That'll be very interesting to see how these last 40 games go for all three of our teams. I'm sorry to it, but your team is in last.
We're battling for that first pick.
Hey, but you're right in the position y'all want to be in. So
All right, and then real quick, one pick from both you guys. MVP, who you guys got for the AL?
I got Mookie.
it's got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mookie's
I
it's almost a
agree.
lock.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
agree. It's
Yeah.
got to be Mookie in the AL. What about in the NL? You got Freddie Freeman hitting 320.
I mean, it was looking like
Matt
Bryce Harper.
Carpenter.
Being
Matt
him.
Carpenter would be a good pick in the NL. He's a guy that has a chance to
Yeah,
win.
that's another thing. The NL's so like spread out that it's kind of a toss up.
I mean, you throw Acuna in there too. What he's been doing.
Arenado's got a chance to win it. I mean, Javi Baez is a lot of people consider him the
Sleeper pick.
favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know.
these last 40 games will determine that. If someone gets hot and leads their team
Yeah,
to
To a playoff
yeah,
spot. for
one of
sure.
those
Yeah,
one of those guys.
I think I'm going with Arenado if I got to pick one in the NL.
And like I said, Colorado 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah,
They're on a surge to
make
try to make the playoffs. He could be your guy right there.
And then Cy Young, AL. I'm going Sale. 1.9 ERA as of right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all. Yeah.
He's doing what he does every year.
Best team in baseball
Yeah.
has to be.
Trevor Bauer's another guy that's right there. He's having a really good year. I wouldn't be surprised if Trevor Bauer ended up winning it. Honestly, Verlander again, same thing.
Can you give DeGrom the NL Cy Young?
Yeah, I think Wentz.
He plays on such a bad team. It's so hard, especially as a pitcher in baseball. That's completely different. You can control a lot as a pitcher in baseball, but you can only play once every 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, I think Wentz is the worst pitching
Indicator.
stat
Yeah,
in baseball.
I would agree with that because you could give up 7 runs and still get a win, or you could give up 1.
I mean,
you had some stats
The
on
run
that.
support,
What's his run support like? It has to be worse.
His run support's been the worst in the league since some other some other guys back in the day that had like a 1.8 ERA and just absolutely no run support
So
and
he's
nothing to back him up.
He's 8-7 right now, and he's leading the NL
Yeah.
in ERA.
1.7, which is just
And his
insane.
whip under 1, that for a whole
Sub-1
season
whip.
as a starter, that's unreal. I think he will get it, and I agree that the wins is not a good indicator of a pitcher.
Really bad stat, but so yeah, are we good with baseball? Is that what we got?
I think that's good for
Yeah,
baseball.
baseball,
Well,
sure.
these last 40 games will be big. We'll touch on it here after about 20 probably, and see if our predictions are still holding true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back here to a little bit of football. Talk about Division I football here. Alabama wins another national title last year. They're number 1 in the coaches poll.
Yep.
Any objections with that? You guys?
I don't
I
think
feel
we
like-
can object to
I
this.
feel like other than Georgia returning with Jake Fromm, but they're losing both running backs. It's tough to put anybody else up there.
Yeah.
Your ND almost sliding into the top 10. How do you feel about that?
We came in at 11, but I feel like we got a lot to prove this year. Wimbush has got to prove that he's still that guy that he was at the beginning of last year. But I mean, we got a favorable schedule this year. You never know. We can sneak in the college football playoff.
You never know.
I wouldn't mind it. So
SC
we'll
at
see
15.
about that. Yeah.
SC at 15. That's your squad. How do you feel about them?
I want to be big on them, but they're going to have a new quarterback. They're most likely looking at a freshman.
That's tough.
I just see them having another USC average year where they go 9-3, honestly. Which
It's crazy in college football because 9-3 is not bad.
no, it's really good.
That's good,
Yeah, that's
but
really good.
everything. Nobody cares about bowl games. To me, I think the bowl games mean a lot.
I think they're fun.
Coming from a K-State fan who has to play against top teams every year, and then you go to a bowl game and prove yourself that you're actually good. I mean, I just think everybody says 9-3. Oh, another average 9-3 year, which
Which is
it's
crazy
just,
that
it's
that
just
is
how
average,
it's just
yeah.
how it is
Yeah.
in college. I mean, to me, the Big 12 stacked again. Oklahoma at 5. I'm not really high on them. Without Baker did a lot for them. You got
For sure,
Texas in there at 21, West Virginia at 20. I mean, K-State gets disrespected every year. That's nothing new. I think they'll have a good year. We got 2 quarterbacks. Don't know who's going to start there, but I think they'll have a good year.
All right. So, what do you guys think for? Obviously, we couldn't really dispute Bama winning and being number 1.
Yeah.
What do you guys got for Heisman? Who do you got for a Heisman winner?
I got 2 though. I mean, Alabama really has never had a great quarterback. They've always just been with they've won with a mediocre quarterback with
Just
great
an Alex
defense.
Smith type
Yeah,
quarterback.
yeah,
just manage my game.
manage the game.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you bring in this guy. You saw what he could do. Nobody in the nation could have done what he did, coming in at halftime and leading them back to a title.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
And I think he's just going to bounce off of that. They're going to let him do what he does, air it out. I think it's going to be a different year offensively for Bama. It's not going to be the
Ground and pound.
it's
type
not going to
stuff.
be
Yeah,
Ingram.
yeah.
It's not going to be Trent Richardson. It's not going to be Derrick Henry. It's going to be more spread out. We have a top quarterback in college football, and I think he will win the Heisman.
Yeah, and that's scary because they still have 4 really, really good running backs, all the way down to Najee Harris.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I mean,
the amount of talent they have is ridiculous.
All right, for Heisman, I'm gonna go with Bryce Love, the Stanford running back, going Pac-12 West Coast. Stanford, obviously, they're handing the ball off all the time. Same situation where they don't have Andrew Luck behind center, so they're not going to be slinging the ball around a million times for a whole bunch of yards. So I'm going Bryce Love. He had 2,000 yards on the ground, 2,100 yards. Guess what his average yards per rush was?
Sheesh.
8.
And we're talking about those
Yeah.
NFL guys. 4.6.
Yeah.
That's good. 8 yards a carry, and he's getting it a lot. That's amazing.
And
8 yards a carry.
Yeah, the crazy thing is that not a lot of people get to see those guys either because they're playing at like 10 at
Yeah,
night.
that's what I'm
our
saying.
time.
That's tough. East Coast bias. It's tough.
Yeah.
Stanford plays at midnight.
They're
Yeah,
going to be good this year. Stanford's going to
They got
They'll
a
be-
lot of pieces.
they'll be on the map this year.
they're playing at midnight. Everybody's asleep. It's tough, but again, if he puts up numbers like that again or better,
Yeah.
I like his chances.
Yeah.
So.
He's my favorite, and then I like McSorley as kind of my sleeper, the quarterback
Oh,
from Penn
Penn
State.
State, yeah.
So if they have a good year, he could definitely end up in the
And a lot of it has to do with your record as a team,
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
one of those
I
teams
mean,
goes
yeah.
undefeated, gets into the final four.
Unless you have
Yeah.
a crazy year like an RG3 type thing.
Yeah.
It's really hard to win it without being a top 5, 4 team.
So what are you in? Are you in on Bryce Love or what?
See, I think
I know who you want.
No.
Just do it. Just
No,
do
no,
it.
no.
Wimbush, come on, man.
Okay.
That's what, you've been talking about Wimbush for how
Okay,
long? Come on,
alright.
give it to us.
I'm gonna give you who I will probably win it.
Give your
and then
heart.
I'll give my heart second.
All right.
So right now it's between Will Greer, the dude from West Virginia.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just a stud. And now that Baker's out, Mason Rudolph's out, Will Greer's stepping up. Honestly, if he didn't have that suspension at Florida, he was looking at a Heisman type year then too. So he's getting back in the flow of things. West Virginia could be good this year, so he could be that guy.
Yeah.
Bryce Love, like you said, just an absolute stud too. And then the sleeper of the year right here, Brandon Wimbush. This guy, he comes out, torches this man's team, 49-14. He looked like he was winning the Heisman that day. And if it wasn't for Josh Adams, he would have been the hype guy from Notre Dame for that Heisman. But we went down to Miami, everything fell apart. He hasn't been the same since. So we'll see. We'll see this year if he gets back to his ways. And I hope they do. Notre Dame, like I said, they got a favorable schedule. They could be top 5 in the country. Start getting a lot of hype. So we'll see if Wimbush can do it.
Guys, this is a fun show.
Yep.
I'm excited for the direction that we're going with this. We're going to be contacting Tiger Media Network here soon. We'll get in the studio for our next few shows. Pretty much the plan is we're going to bring our guests in here. This is not in the studio. This is just our dorm room, so we can just do whenever we want, and then just have us 3 go on in the studio. It's going to be. It's exciting.
Yeah,
we got a lot to
ready
talk
for it.
about.
Yeah, ready for
We've been in this dead period of sports. I'm itching for some,
just
for
waiting
some
for
football,
NFL story.
for some playoff baseball. I'm not the biggest baseball guy, but playoff baseball, one game winner. I mean, it's
What
exciting.
more can you want? Yeah.
It's almost that
College
time.
football.
College
I'm
football.
I'm excited for college football. Waking up on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Full slate of games. I'm ready.
Yeah. I mean, we've been waiting, itching for some actual sports, and we still got to wait a few more weeks of preseason. So thank y'all for watching, and make sure to follow us on YouTube and Twitter. Where the links will be below.